So today we've got some really good stuff. My dad actually gave me two multimeters, a Fluke and an Isotech. What we're going to do today is just check those out, see if they're working and confirm what potentially needs to be done. So the Fluke does seem to turn on, which is good news, and does seem to provide a reading of sorts, but we will check that out. This on the other hand, nothing. So we're going to open this one up first, and then we're going to test both of them to see what's actually going on. Welcome to Dim Tips, the channel that revives, repairs and restores. Please don't forget to subscribe and support the channel so that you can get videos just like this on a regular basis. So we can see that the battery has corroded through. It's not normally a good thing. I'm just going to put some gloves on in a minute. Really don't want this stuff all on my hands, and we'll just check the circuitry. I'm just going to see if I can pull this out. Looks like the sliding button, simple to just remove. Don't want to disconnect anything. Looking across, we look like we should be okay. It might be just a battery replacement, and just clean this up. So I'm just going to get some acetone. Be careful not to damage the plastic, and just give that a little clean. So what I've got here is nail polish remover or acetone. Just dab some on some paper, and all I'm going to do is just clean off very gently any of the corrosive alkaline residue that's been left from the battery. And then hopefully we should be able to connect the battery to confirm if everything's okay. So it looks like it's worse than I thought. I've had to use just this scraper to scrape a lot of it off. It's really caked on onto the negative terminal, which I guess you'd expect would be worse because that's where the electrons flow through to. Although we're in conventional current, that's where the reaction really actually happens. So I'm going to continue on with that. I'm going to reapply some acetone and then see where we are. So I've cleaned everything up to a fairly okay standard. It's not the greatest. Worst case scenario, I can get this replaced, but I haven't got the part at the moment, so we're just going to go ahead and try it. Got to be careful when playing around with this. Actually, before I do that, just make sure that everything is where it should be, and ensure that the switch is set to off so that we can at least play around with it. Pop this on. I think I'm gonna add the clamshell back rather than not, so then at least I can test bits. I may not put the screws back on. Oh, well, it turns off. Looks like we've got alternating voltage reading. We've also got alternate AC, and we've got ohm resistance. So while we've got the Fluke, let's see what's going on with that. Similarly, let's put it against AC. Okay, well, similarly the COM ports seem to be working fine on the Fluke. We're getting any amps? No, because there's no supply. But oh yeah, voltage is too high, that's why it's... Okay, so I was able to get it to work. Effectively, you need to isolate one side of the AC supply. So I was able to do it against a fuse box that I have. And both the Fluke and the Isotech seem to be working fine. And very happy with that. Please feel free to subscribe, leave a comment below, etc. Also, I will leave a warning about the acetone. It really does ruin the plastic. You can't see it here, but there you go. You can probably see that. That's a bit better, isn't it? You can see that it's actually ruined the plastic clamshell on the outside. Thankfully I didn't put it on the fluke, but you can see that it has damaged this significantly. Please feel free to check out my other videos.